Good afternoon. Thank you, Etty and the team, for hosting us. It's a great pleasure. And the best thing is that he had problem to pronounce my name. So in Australia, they call me Sig, much more easier than Sigalit. I would like to share with you a little bit about Growth Ventures. Growth Ventures, it's an early stage fund. We consider ourselves in construction industry, which means that we are company builders. Although we are in the finance capital ventures, when we invest in early stage, we have to put our hands in and to be very much involved in building companies and helping the entrepreneurs to build a very successful and global companies. I would like to introduce you our team. You've met Dov, so I won't talk too much about Dov. But he's the managing partner of the team and of the fund, and he's the spirit behind our fund. Would like to introduce you Guy. Guy is he's really the smartest. He's a graduate of Talpiot program. I don't know whether you know this program in Israel, in the Israeli army. It's really selecting 30 guys every year. They are going through a very condensed type of program of studying mathematics, physics, chemistry, electronics, whatever, in 4 years. And after that, he was serving in the army in the space program of Israel. After that, he has established a company called Provisions, where he brought the company up to a revenue of $100 million, sold it to Broadcom for $340 million. He's also entrepreneur. After that, he's joined, by the way, a US-based VC, Silicon Valley, called Tollwood Ventures, dealing with deep technologies. Guy has joined the team. We've known Guy for 10 years, working on different deals with him. He's currently spending his time, half of the time in the Silicon Valley, where his family is, and the rest of the time in Israel. Guy, by the way, is the combination of having Guy in the Silicon Valley allows us really to invest in startups that are Israeli, but also Israeli related. A lot of Israeli guys going to the Silicon Valley, bringing the company or growing the company, the Silicon Valley. And Guy really allows us really to nurture the companies while being in the US. So this is Guy. And this is the brightest one, youngest and brightest. This is Lotan. Lotan has worked with us in the last 5 years on a variety of investments. His background is laws, but it's a mistake. He's really a business person. He was a strategic consulting in the biggest consulting firm in Israel. And as you can see, we are very much different. Very diversified type of team, male, females, different ages. I'm the oldest, the rest are young. And very, very different personalities. We believe, by the way, in Israel, that to challenge others is a privilege. As long as you respect them, it's much more beneficial to have a real due diligence and a real evaluation and a real built from different people. This is what we expect from ourselves and also from the entrepreneurs that we invest in. You won't see a title here. I'm the bridge. Someone has to be with no ego. Okay. Okay. Reality. Okay. Our investment focus. Early stage, Israeli startups. Not that we believe that there are no startups outside of Israel, but we need to be near them at the early stage. So we have to be near them, therefore they have to be in Israel or in the US near Guy. We believe that hard to replicate technologies are the core of becoming big companies. Now, Israel is very, very much into, because of the military experience that we have in radar, in vision type of technologies, in sensors, in audio, optics. A lot of technologies that came from the army are coming into use in the much more the startup area and the companies. Therefore, we have decided that we are going to be very focused where we can add value to the startups and where the technologies are superior in Israel. So we are going to invest in companies that are in the area of Internet of Things, cloud, machine learning, deep learning, everything about artificial intelligence. And we plan to invest only in 20 companies. In every company, we put a lot of efforts in nurturing the company and supporting the entrepreneurs. Every company has its own needs, its own needing for us of how to build the company from the DNA of the company, of the culture itself, through strategic, into product definition, into partnership, into understanding the market and getting the right product to the right market at the right time. And there is our involvement. We invest in the seed, in the A round, but we also follow on. We follow on in investment in the more successful companies, so we enjoy the high multiplier of investing at the early stage, but we try to keep our share or being a little bit diluted throughout the follow-on investment and make our venture, of course, successful also from financial point of view. I will share with you 2 companies that we've invested already in the current fund. One of them is in the area of Industry 4.0. It's called 3D Signals. What the guys are doing, they are very strong guys, a team of 3 entrepreneurs that took ultrasonic microphones. They put it in production lines and, in fact, listen to the machines, to the production machines. They take the audio files into the cloud and put a lot of machine learning algorithm to understand the behavior of the audio files. They ask the operator just to indicate when something happened with the machine. And after a very short period, they can predict what will happen to the machine before a failure happens, before a maintenance activity needs to be done. And in fact, it really improves the yield. They've proven, by the way, to save 40% of the production line downtime, which means that better yield, less lost material, and of course, much more effective maintenance to the machines. Another company that we've invested in, this is a company, by the way, that is located in the Silicon Valley. It's a company that's funded by a guy that went to Stanford, studied over there, and then have met another guy and formed this company. It's in the digital health area. What they've developed is a very unique platform that manages from the sensor level. So they've developed a very unique architecture of sensors on the wrist. Optic sensors that monitor vital signs from heartbeat, gases in the blood, and the holy grail of the health industry, which is blood pressure, continuously. They take all of those vital signs, they aggregate all of the data and analyze it in order to predict symptoms, mainly heart-related type of illnesses and symptoms before they happen. Of course, it reduces all of the need of hospitalization and taking care of our health remotely outside of the hospital. Our current status, by the way, with the fund, it's a target of $100 million fund. We've completed our initial closing in April, which is $30 million. We've already invested in 3 companies and another follow-on investment in 3D Signals. And we are here to create value. It's a value more than just a financial investment. We want to create value to our, of course, investors, but also to the entrepreneurs, and bring really solutions that solve a real problem in our world, whether we face it now or we will face in the future. And we invite you all to join us in this journey. Thank you.